Yep.
Yep, now it is. All right, Dan, we're going to learn to cast. So the other easy thing is take the fly line and put it in a loop. So if it ever slips out as you're trying to thread it, it kind of helps from it just sliding all the way back down to the bottom. So we will finish stringing the line, and when you practice at home, a small piece of yarn is good enough. Nothing too big. If it's too wind resistant, it's hard to cast. Your flies are pretty small, so you want to keep it pretty wind resistant, or not wind resistant. Let's tie this on here. Little square knot. This thing in a little bit of a knot so it's not quite as fluffy in the air. Alright, here we go. Okay, most important thing is...
You need to scoop out some more?
Yeah, well, most important thing to learn is your fly line goes wherever your fly rod tip goes, okay? So you want your line to go straight forward and straight back, but you need to be thinking about your fly rod going straight forward and straight back. Okay. So can you see this, Meg?
Yeah.
Okay. First thing to do to start is with the fly line just out in front of you. Start with your rod tip down. Keep your hand on the line. And just accelerate and then stop. So it kind of flicks at the end when you stop. So accelerate and stop, and then accelerate and stop. Okay? So it's down, you accelerate and stop, and accelerate and stop. Okay? Accelerate and stop, accelerate and stop. And that's the basics. Okay, that's called the single haul. And so start with practicing that. You accelerate and stop, accelerate and stop, accelerate and stop, accelerate and stop. If you're casting short, you think about drawing a straight line to your target, right? So if I want to cast right in front of me, I cast up and stop and cast back down to the target. If I'm casting way out there, then I am going to accelerate back and accelerate, and the rod tip kind of points out to where I want the fly line to go and to where the target is, okay? So a lot of people, when they do this, they think that they're going to do arcs, and if you can see, doing an arc really isn't, it's hard to cast when you're doing an arc. So you think about straight back, straight forward, straight back, straight forward, and you'll get a nice straight cast. So start with the single haul, fly line down, okay, accelerate up and stop, and then forward. You want to give it a little bit of a time for your line to unfold behind you before you start the forward stroke. Okay, so again, you're going to accelerate back and accelerate forward. Accelerate back and accelerate forward. So when you finish, you're going to finish with your rod tip about somewhere around your eye or head, and let your line unfold out in front of you. And then as it unfolds and floats to the water, that's where your rod tip will follow it to the water. So you're not going to cast back and cast forward down. You're going to stop it and then let it unfold and then sink it down. When you cast it all the way down, that's that half moon crap that a lot of people fall victim to. Okay? So forward, stop, goes down, back. I hope that's it. I don't know what else to tell you. Key important, fly rod goes where your rod tip goes. So if you can imagine the straight line to your target and have your rod tip draw that straight line, your fly line's going to follow that. Give it enough time to unfold behind you, and then cast it forward. Practice. Good luck.